Picture this, Tyler sitting at his kitchen table at 11:23 p.m. on a Wednesday. His wife, Jessica, is already asleep. He has got his laptop open, staring at their joint checking account. And he is doing that thing where you scroll up and down the transactions, hoping the number at the bottom will somehow change. It doesn't. They have $847 left, and it is the 19th of the month. They still have 11 days to go before the next paycheck hits. And this man makes $65,000 a year. His wife makes $62,000. That is $127,000 combined. $127,000. And he is sitting there at almost midnight doing mental math about whether they can afford to put gas in both cars this week, or if one of them should take the bus. I'm tired of watching this happen. I'm genuinely exhausted by it, because I see this exact scenario play out over and over and over again. And it is not because these people are stupid. It is not because they're irresponsible. It is because they walked straight into a trap that was designed to feel like progress. Here is the truth that nobody in their life is going to tell them. Tyler and Jessica were richer when they were broke. When Tyler was single, making $55,000, sharing a studio with 2 roommates, driving a car that had 187,000 miles on it, eating rice and chicken 4 nights a week. He was banking $1,500 a month. Every single month, Jessica was doing the same thing on $50,000, saving $1,000 a month, like clockwork, between the two of them before they ever shared a lease or a Netflix password. They were stacking $30,000 a year. $30,000. They were on track to be genuinely wealthy by 40. Then they moved in together, and the first thing they did was look at that combined $105,000 and say the 5 words that have financially destroyed more couples than gambling, divorce, and medical bills combined. We can finally live like adults. So they ditched the roommates, got a 2-bedroom in a nicer zip code, $2,500 a month. Both upgraded their cars. Because you can be a 6-figure household pulling up in a 2012 Civic with a cracked bumper, right? His payment $450, hers $375. Their grocery bill didn't double, it tripled, because now they're doing Sunday brunch and DoorDash on Tuesdays. Because who wants to cook after work? Their combined monthly expenses went from $4,000 when they were living separately to $7,000 now, that they re-sharing a bed. And here is the part that makes me want to throw my laptop across the room. Everyone told them this would save money. Their parents, their friends, the internet. Oh, you're moving in together. That is so smart. You'll split everything. It'll be way cheaper. And technically, individually, they were each paying less in rent than when they were solo. But collectively, they went from saving $30,000 a year to saving maybe $18,000. They lost $12,000 in annual wealth building capacity the moment they signed that lease together. That is not moving in together. That is a $12,000 a year pay cut, disguised as a relationship milestone. And they didn't even notice, because every single upgrade felt reasonable. The apartment, that is only 25% of gross income. The internet says that is fine. The cars, they needed reliable transportation. The food, they're adults, they deserve to eat well. Each decision made perfect sense in isolation. But stacked together, those decisions formed a cage. A beautiful Instagram-worthy 2-bedroom cage with stainless steel appliances and matching throw pillows that they're still making payments on. I call this the merge tax. It is the invisible cost you pay when 2 incomes combine, and your brain immediately recalibrates what you think you deserve. It is not a bill anyone sends you. It is not a line item on your bank statement. It is the gap between what you were building when you were single and hungry, and what you stopped building the second you felt comfortable. And for most couples, that gap is tens of thousands of dollars a year, compounding in the wrong direction, silently, for years. My name is Penny, and I spend way too much time dissecting exactly how two-income households end up broker than the single people who make half as much. If you've ever looked at your combined paychecks and genuinely cannot figure out where all that money goes every month, or if you're about to move in with someone and you don't want to financially sleepwalk into a trap, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, because what I'm about to break down is the exact mechanism that keeps six-figure couples chained to their jobs, fighting about money and wondering why life feels harder than it is supposed to. Now let me tear apart every single lie you've been told about how money works when two people move in together. Because the mythology around dual income households is honestly impressive in how wrong it gets everything. Lie number one: moving in together saves money. This is the big one, the granddaddy of all couple finance myths. Your mom said it, your friends said it. That landlord smiled real wide when you both signed the lease. And on paper, sure, splitting $2,500 rent is cheaper per person than each paying $800 with roommates. Congratulations, you saved $50 a month each, but you moved from an $800 room into a $2,500 apartment. The household went from spending $1,600 total on housing to $2,500. You didn't save money. You spent $900 more per month and called it a deal. That is like buying two large pizzas for the price of three and telling yourself you're on a diet. Technically, you got a discount. Practically, you just ate more pizza. Lie number two: we make six figures, we should live like it. This phrase has destroyed more couples than infidelity. I'm dead serious. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average household making between $100,000 and $150,000 spends roughly 92% of their after-tax income. 92%. That leaves 8% for building any kind of future. You know what 8% of $100,000 after taxes looks like? About $500 a month. That is your entire wealth building engine. Meanwhile, the couple who kept living like they make $55,000, they restacking $4,000 a month into index funds. Same jobs, same city, completely different trajectory, but nobody wants to hear that. Because we make six figures feels too good coming out of your mouth at a dinner party to let math ruin it. Lie number three: a joint account means we're a real team. No. A joint account with no spending plan means you built a swimming pool, and neither of you is watching the drain. Tyler throws $400 at Dick's Sporting Goods on a Saturday. Jessica drops $300 at Zara on a lunch break. Neither one checks, neither one asks. Then Sunday night, they're both staring at the Wells Fargo app going, wait, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. Two adults with no accountability structure just played financial bumper cars with their checking account. That joint account isn't teamwork. It is a shared hallucination where both people assume the other one is keeping score. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but we're not that bad. We have a budget. Do you? Or do you have a vague agreement that you'll try to spend less? This month, that dissolves the second someone sees a notification for 30% off at West Elm. A real budget has numbers. A real budget has categories. A real budget has a line item that says, Tyler S. Fun Money, $150. And when it is gone, it is gone. Everything else is just vibes with a spreadsheet open in the background. Lie number four, and honestly, this one makes me tired just saying it. We'll start saving seriously once we make more money. No, you won. You didn't save when you went from $55,000 to a combined $105,000. You didn't save when you hit $127,000. What makes you think $150,000 is the magic number, where discipline suddenly appears like some kind of financial fairy godmother? Data from the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances shows that households in the 100K to 150K bracket carry an average of $8,000 in credit card debt. More income didn't fix it. More income never fixes it. More income just means the lifestyle monster gets a bigger plate. Here is the uncomfortable truth underneath all of this. Every single one of these lies exists because they're comfortable. They let you avoid the one conversation that actually matters. The one where you sit across from the person you love and say, what are we actually building here? Because right now, we're building a really expensive hamster wheel, and we're both running on it, and neither of us can get off. That conversation is awkward. It is unsexy. Nobody's posting that on Instagram, but it is the only thing standing between you and becoming Tyler and Jessica 5 years from now, making $130,000 combined, $4,200 on a credit card, staring at $487 in the checking account at 11:38 p.m. on a Wednesday, wondering where the money went. The money didn't go anywhere mysterious. It went exactly where you let it go because nobody was watching. I call it the dual income cage, and it works like this. The first mechanism is the permission multiplier. When you are single making $55,000, your brain has a built-in spending governor. You see a $2,500 apartment listing, and your brain immediately says absolutely not. You see a $450 car payment, and you feel physically ill. That governor exists because you know exactly how much money you have. It is your money, you earned it, you can count it. But the second you combine incomes, that governor breaks. $2,500 rent. That is only 25% of our gross. $450 car payment. We make $10,000 a month. We can handle it. The combined number gives you permission to say yes to things both of you would have said no to individually. You're not making smarter decisions with more money. You're making dumber decisions because more money made you feel invincible. That is like giving a kid a bigger allowance and being shocked when they blow it all at the candy store by Thursday. More money without more discipline just means more expensive mistakes. The second mechanism is the accountability black hole. When Tyler lived alone, he checked his bank account obsessively. He knew he had $1,847 on the 15th because that is all there was, and he needed it to last. Every dollar had a name. Every purchase had a consequence he could feel. Now Tyler and Jessica have a joint account with 2 people depositing, 2 people withdrawing, and 0 people actually watching the numbers. According to a Ramsey Solutions study, 86% of couples who got married in the last 5 years have some form of debt they brought into the marriage that they never fully disclosed to their partner. 86%. You're merging finances with someone, and you don't even know the full picture. That is not a partnership. That is 2 blindfolded people trying to drive the same car, by each grabbing one side of the steering wheel. The third mechanism is the lifestyle ratchet. This is the most brutal one. Spending goes up easy. It never comes back down. Tyler and Jessica went from a $1,400 combined rent situation to $2,500, then to $3,200 when the baby came. Each jump felt necessary. Each jump felt temporary. We'll cut back once things settle down. Things never settle down. The ratchet only clicks in one direction. Try telling someone who has been living in a 2-bedroom apartment with in-unit laundry that they need to go back to a studio with a coin-operated machine in the basement. Their brain literally rejects it. Behavioral economists call this loss aversion. I call it the reason Tyler and Jessica will never downgrade voluntarily until they're forced to by a crisis. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Penny, so what is the alternative? Are we supposed to live like broke college students forever? Let me introduce you to the alternative. Let's call them David and Sarah. They make a little less than our first couple, about $111,000 combined. But when they moved in together, they didn't say we can finally live like adults. They looked at their combined income and said, we can finally buy our freedom. So they did the unthinkable. They rented a modest one-bedroom apartment. They kept driving their paid-off 10-year-old cars. They kept cooking dinner at home 4 nights a week instead of ordering DoorDash. Looking at them, you might be thinking, okay, but David and Sarah's life sounds miserable. That doesn't sound glamorous at all. And honestly, I get it. It is not Instagram worthy. But here is what David and Sarah's life actually looks like 5 years in. $300,000 in net worth. 0 debt. Sarah home with her baby by choice, not by desperation. David taking a better job because he wanted to, not because he had to. No fights about money at 11 p.m. on a Wednesday. No credit card with $4,200 on it. Whispering threats from the nightstand. Tyler and Jessica's life looks like this. $80,000 in net worth they can touch. Car loans. Credit card debt. 2 jobs they hate. A baby they see for 2 hours a day. And that same kitchen table argument every single month, where nobody knows where $3,800 went. Let me do the math one more time, because I need this to hurt. David and Sarah, making $111,000, saved $48,000 in year 1. Tyler and Jessica, making $127,000. More money, saved $18,000. The couple making less money saved $30,000 more per year. Over 5 years, that gap compounds to over $220,000 in net worth difference. $220,000. That is a house down payment. That is a decade of financial breathing room. That is the difference between freedom and a cage. And the cage doesn't care that you make 6 figures. The cage doesn't care that you both work hard. The cage only cares that you need both paychecks to keep the lights on. In an apartment, you upgraded to because a leasing agent told you that you deserved it. Every single lifestyle upgrade you made was a bar added to that cage. The $2,500 rent, bar the $450 car payment, bar the $1,500 food budget, bar the weekend trips, the subscriptions, the furniture you put on a credit card. Because the apartment needed it, bar, 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 bar. And now you're inside it. Both of you. Working jobs you'd leave tomorrow if you could, but you can't. And here is the part nobody wants to hear. So I'm going to say it anyway, because I'm exhausted. And I'm done being polite about this. You are not a couple with a money problem. You are 2 people performing a lifestyle that was designed by someone. Who profits from your obedience? The leasing agent who showed you the 2-bedroom with the quartz countertops. The Honda dealership finance guy who said 72 months is totally normal now. The Pottery Barn email that landed in your inbox the week you moved in together, somehow knowing you just signed a lease. Those people are not on your team. They are the architects of your cage. And you walked in voluntarily, smiling, holding hands, thinking you were building a life. You were building their revenue stream. And the sickest part, you'll defend it. You, LL, sit there at that kitchen table at 11:38 p.m., staring at $487 in your checking account. And you'll still say, but we needed the bigger apartment. You'll still say, the car payment is reasonable. You'll still say, we deserve to enjoy our money. Deserve, that word, that one single word has cost more couples more wealth than any recession, any market crash, any economic downturn in history. We deserve this. You know what you actually deserve? Options. You deserve to quit a job that is eating you alive, without your spouse having a panic attack about rent. You deserve to be home when your kid takes their first steps, instead of getting a blurry photo from a daycare worker named Brenda, who watches 9 other toddlers at the same time. You deserve to not have the same screaming match about where $3,800 went. Every single month until one of you is too tired to fight anymore and just starts hiding purchases. But you traded all of that for granite countertops. I need you to understand something right now. Tyler and Jessica aren't fictional. They're not some hypothetical couple I made up to prove a point. They're you. They're your sister. They're your best friend, who just posted that apartment tour on Instagram with the caption "Adulting, done right," while her credit card statement sits unopened on the counter behind the camera. They the couple at brunch ordering $18 mimosas. Who will spend Sunday night in silence because the bank account is overdrawn again, and neither of them wants to be the one to say it first. $220,000. That is the gap, 5 years. Two couples, similar incomes. One couple has $300,000 in net worth and a parent home with their baby. The other has $80,000 they can, T-touch, car loans, credit card debt, and 2 alarm clocks going off at 6 a.m. for 2 jobs that are slowly hollowing them out from the inside. The difference wasn't talent, wasn't luck, wasn't income. It was one conversation that lasted 2 hours that one couple had, and the other couple was too scared to start. 2 hours. That is it. That is what stands between the cage and the key. A conversation where you sit across from the person you love and say the unsexy, unromantic, deeply uncomfortable truth. I don't want to look rich. I want to actually be free. And if that sentence scares you more than another month of checking your bank account at 11 p.m. with your stomach in knots, then the cage already won. The bars are already set, and you'll spend the next 20 years making 6 figures combined, wondering why it never feels like enough, blaming each other for something that was never either of your faults. It was the trap. It was always the trap. But traps only work on people who don't know they're standing in one. Now you know, so the only question left, the only one that actually matters, isn't, can we afford the nicer apartment? It isn't what should our budget be. It isn't even how do we save more. The question is this: are you building a life, or are you funding a set design for a show that nobody's even watching? Because Tyler and Jessica's Instagram looks incredible, and their real life is $487 on a Wednesday. If this changed how you see your money, your relationship, or that lease you're about to sign, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.